Hi, you rich prophetess Chastity Daniel. You know, if I had 5 children, I do not, but if I had 5 children and I go to my friend Lisa, who has no children, for parenting advice, that would be foolish because Lisa has no children. She doesn't know what it's like to raise children. I told a woman years ago to keep her mother out of her marriage because she was going to end up divorced. Because her mother had so many opinions, so much opinion, and so much to say about her marriage. But like I told her, your mother has never had a husband. Your mother has never been married. You don't take advice from people who have not experienced the things that you are experiencing, who have not. I'm talking about hands on. I ain't talking about book knowledge. I'm not talking about taking classes or getting a doctorate, even. I'm talking about hands on application knowledge. And so, as prophets, prophetess of God, many times we will go to other prophets for advice or apostles or whatever. Um, but you have to be very careful even in dealing with your spiritual leaders. Now, there is an order. God has an order. He will have spiritual parents or a spiritual parent over you, but God is never going to put any man or woman in the place of God. He's never going to allow them to know too much, me to know too much, even about my own assignment. But He will share more with me than He would even with someone over me, because that's how God works. He will give them bits and pieces, but He's never going to allow any human to be in a place of God, even over you, even people you are accountable to. And so God was speaking to me on the day, and He said, this is why we have to be so careful when we seek man continually for advice. They don't know your assignment, not in its entirety. They may, again, God will flash bits and pieces. He may give us dreams. He may give us visions, a little bit about who each other are, but He's never going to give them what it is. And so we are to press into God. God does things and gives us assignments to where we need Him to bring it to pass, because God is the one who brings it to pass. You know, I'm reminded in 1 Corinthians 13, and I'm going to summarize it. You can read it for your own edification. But in First Kings 13, there was a prophet of God. He was sent out. He was from Judah. He was sent out to do a work. But God gave him very specific directions on what to do while he was there, how to get there, and even how to get home, what not to do along the way. He listened to another prophet. Another prophet came through and gave him a direction, which was different from what God gave him. Instead of him sticking to his guns on what he knows God told him to do, he listened to this prophet. Now, let me say this, because many scholars, many pastors have described this prophet as the lying prophet or the false prophet. God gave me a revelation. The older prophet, it was an older prophet. He was not a false prophet. Indeed, he was not a lying prophet. He was truly given the word he was given to give to this prophet. He didn't know what the prophet had previously gotten from God, but he was given a word. God was proving the young prophet because He knew, I'd given you this very specific and detailed word on what to do. You are to follow my instructions. But because that prophet listened to the old prophet, he died. He didn't make it back to where he was supposed to go. And that's a word for somebody on today. Don't miss what God has for you. Listening to other people. Again, we do everything. We seek advice. We seek wise counsel. God will put counselors around us. But ultimately, we ought to press into God. That's why I've been very careful over the years. I've learned the hard way too. But you have to be very, 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 very careful because you do have people, they think they just went to school with God. We got different titles, and I've been in ministry 55 years, and they think they just, again, know where God, how he was created, when he came to be, what his favorite. And they'll say, well, God wouldn't say that. No, God wouldn't do that. Or they'll compare themselves to you. Again, not knowing your assignment. They'll say, hey, Shatta, I'm reminded in the Bible, I can hear somebody saying, well, I'm a prophet. I think it was Miriam. I'm a prophet too. Well, we're prophets too. We see too. But again, we are all called to different assignments. And this is for even sons and daughters of God who are not prophetess and prophets. You have a specific assignment. It may be similar to someone else, but it's not the same. And so you have to press into God. You can't make a person your God. Don't make, Shatta, I don't know who this is for, but don't make your pastor your God. And if you are a pastor, that's a dangerous place to be. You need to humble yourself and always point your congregants to God. And the prophet's thought of the day is listen to God, not man. Keep your ear to the wall.